Hey y'all, this is Philippe, the Learn to Grow guy. Do not, let me say it again, do not plant your trees in wood chips or bark chips. Do not do it, okay? Now, here's what I've got over here. This stuff here is at least 7, 8 years old. Look at it, you see that? This is some good stuff. This is some wood chips. It's at least 7 or 8 years old, okay? This stuff here, if you use a, what's that, chicken wire, not chicken wire, that 1/4 inch hard cloth, you can screen this stuff out and get them some good stuff to plant your trees in, okay? But the main thing I want you to be aware of is what I've actually noticed, okay? I'm in the process of planting a few more fruit trees, and when I cut the, the root ball open, and what I noticed is that there is wood chips in the bag, and I want to make sure that you guys are not planting your, just taking the bag and just putting it into the ground, opening it up, and just leave those wood chips or those bark chips in there. Let me show you what I've got. This is my new black Tatarian cherry, okay? Now this is the bag that it came in. It came in some kind of a nylon bag, which I don't want to grow anything in. I'm not putting that into the ground. I don't like microplastics. And you can see where the, the place where they spliced or grafted the tree together, okay? But look at this material here. It's bark, okay? It's bark. You can still see some of the segments. This stuff alone, as big as these pieces are, will actually rob your tree of nitrogen as it's trying to grow, okay? Here's what I've noticed. Here's what I think we've got in here, okay? I think this is just a, a root ball, a bare root tree that they probably just put this medium in for the bark, for the roots to spread out in. And you see that? It's wood chips. Well, wood chips, wood bark. See, look, here's a nice chunk here. Well, this is a chunk. See that? It's just a bark. Here's another big piece. Okay, and again, this type of stuff will probably rob your soil of nitrogen. What I'm betting is that, okay, all this stuff here, rob your soil of nitrogen. Again, what I'm thinking is that this is a bare, yep, it's a bare root tree that they've got, and they just put it in a growing medium, and that's what they sold me in the container, okay? Odds are, if you see this happening, that's fine. See that there's still new root growth coming along. That's perfectly fine, all right? That's perfectly fine. That stuff is designed there to keep the roots moist so that your plant, your tree, will make it through the winter so that the roots don't dry out, and that's a good thing. This is my preparation hole, okay? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is not 3 feet across. It's about 2 3/4 of the original bag size. But now all I've got is a root ball, all right? And this is about 30 inches wide. It's not the 3 feet wide. And I've already mixed some of my compost and some of that good material that you saw in the pile earlier. I've already pre-mixed that. At this point, all I've got to do is actually get the tree in the ground, and oops, I need to make sure that it sits up high enough so that the union ball or the splice ball that you're looking at right there just under the red tag just sits above the ground level, so that the trunk is not buried, and so that the roots are able to do what they got to do. There's plenty of space for the roots to do what they got to do. Let's see, this will be 1 width, 2 width. Yep, so it still comes out to around 3 widths of the branch apart, okay? Stand by. Okay, I've got the tree in here just enough so that it's able to stand, okay? It's still wobbly. It's not exactly firm or anything to that nature. This is about a place as to where you may want to give it a little pat. Nothing major. You don't want to take a chance on breaking anything. Oops, sorry about that. You don't want to take a chance on breaking anything. You just want to give it a pat. You can give it a pat with your hands, or you can give it a very light pat with your feet. The goal is to try to get some of the material around enough to hold the tree in place. Okay? So typically, here's what I like to do. Since I'm dealing with some voles in the area, this here is some of that, what's that stuff called? Max. And I'm just sprinkling a little bit, very light in the area. The whole purpose of that is that this stuff has, how you call that? It has castor oil in it, and those critters typically don't like that. Okay, so now the rest of the thing to do now is actually to finish putting the dirt in there. Then I've got some of the a little bit of compost I'm going to put around the top of it as a dressing, and then after that I'm going to put some wood chips on it. Okay, I've finished backfilling. Now I've got to put some of this compost down, and it's difficult to do everything with one arm. Okay, that's my little dressing. No, it's not ranch dressing, nor is it Italian dressing. It's just some compost. Okay, it's just some compost, and what I'm doing is just spreading it around some. Okay, spreading it around. All right, once you're done spreading it around, what you want to spot check for, you want to spot check and make sure that your union where your graft was made is not buried. Okay, you always want to keep that area clear. You always want to keep the trunk of your trees that you're planting clear, so that you don't start to get, yep, that's where the roots are, right there. I don't know if you can see that little spot or not, but that's exactly how and where you want things to be. All right, and this is my little compost layer. And the next thing to do, wood chips. And the wood chips I have, this is unfiltered from the source that I showed you in the beginning of the video. Okay, the key thing is to get a good layer of wood chips going, and okay, that's what you want to do. You just want to get a good layer of the stuff going. And again, you want to make sure that you don't get the wood chips around the trunk of your tree either. Okay, just keep spreading it around, and ultimately you really want about 4 or 5 inches. So you can even go more than that if you want, but that's all up to you. Okay, I gotta go get some more wood chips. Please stand by. Okay, I brought out more of the wood chips, and again, all you're trying to do is trying to get it spread out so that, let's see what we can do here. Okay, hey, here we go. Okay, what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get this stuff spread out so that we have an area where the roots can thrive to, and not this one. Okay, you want an area, and see, look at see this. I'm not sure if you can see this white stuff or not. That's actually fungi and breaking down wood chips. Okay, that's a good thing, because anything you're planting that has, that's that's a perennial, they need something that is more along the lines of having more fungal growing in the soil than bacteria. Okay, that's what they have a need for. Okay, and this is how it looks. Dun, 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 dun. Imperial butter. No, just kidding. Okay, I'm even gonna take, I don't know if you remember this stuff or not, this stuff here that came with the tree. I'm just gonna populate that stuff in here too. I'm just gonna spread it out. All right, makes no sense wasting the stuff. Looks like this stuff has some fungi growing in it as well. Again, always keep around the trunk of your tree clear. See that? Okay, you want to dress it, not in a suit and tie or a shirt and tie. You have to give it a suit, but nonetheless you got to take care of it. All right, now the next thing is to provide this thing with some water. Okay, this is not 5 gallons of water, but nonetheless it's about 2.5 gallons. Okay, you give it some water, let it soak. I'm going to give it a little bit more water, but one of the other things I'm going to do is that same Mold-Max material that I used before, I'm going to sprinkle some of that stuff in the surrounding area, because like I said before, I've had some mold issues, some vole issues, and my desire is to make sure that they don't come near this plant. Okay, I don't want them coming near this tree because I've lost other cherry trees and I'm not trying to lose this one. Now comes the last part that I don't like. It's time to do some pruning, okay? I'm going to give this basic prunes. If you remember, like similar to one of the last videos that I did, is that I pruned it. Remember, when you're buying trees, you either want to buy something that's a stick all the way through, also known as a whip. That's where all it has is the central lead, all right? And with no branches, or you buy something that has branches with the configuration that you want. With this video, with this tree, I want it to be bowl shaped, okay, like an open bowl, all right? So which means that I'm looking for a few branches to go in different directions, not all in the same direction, meaning that I'm not looking for something like this and has something like that right over the top of it. I'm looking for something that has branches, like this one has 1, 2, 3, well, might as well continue around this way. There's 4, or I may go with this one here, 5. Or I may just take this one out and just call this one it. So what I've got to do is that I got to cut out the remaining part of the stem. And when I cut it out, it has to be at a 45-degree angle so that water does not accumulate on the part that's going to be cut off. Okay, this is a part I do not like doing, but nonetheless, it is something that you got to do to train your trees earlier on. Okay. Oops. Oh no. That's not a good way to cut things, okay? I know that if I was having a part of me cut, I would not want the surgeon or whomever struggling trying to get stuff done, okay? So I've got 1, 2, right? 3 over there, 4, 5, 6. I think this little one down here I'm going to take out. I'm going to rely upon this one here. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches leaning over this way, and let's take a look at it from the top. Let's take a look at it from the top view, okay? Oh, I'm trying to find a more open area, and that would be this here. See that? When I'm looking down, that's what I have. I have 5 branches that go in 5 different areas, 5 different directions, okay? And the key point here is to let them do what they're going to do. This again is around my knee high. And as far as these other branches, I'm going to try to tie them down and lean them over so that they they spread out in an open bowl fashion. All right, so that's what I've got. This is my black Tartarian cherry. And I'm done. All right. Okay. I don't want to get carried away here, okay? And that's my latest cherry tree. Again, if you guys have not subscribed, liked, or shared, if you like this video, please share it. Okay, if you like it, give it a like. If you have comments you need to make, that's going to help somebody out. Okay, put your comments in. All right, and that's about it, y'all. Y'all take care.